I'm Paul Sims, and I'm here with
Joe Furey.
And Dave Foley.
And I'm also Dave Foley.
That's actually Stephen Root.
It is.
This episode was based on, Joe Furey wrote this one, it was based on a real-life gym membership incident, as I recall.
That's right.
When we worked at was it when we worked at Letterman in New York? Or
No, it was actually when I first came out here. I went to a gym and had almost this identical conversation with a guy, sadly, at a gym. And he actually said to me, "If you don't come here, man, where are you going to train?" And then after that, I kind of thought, this has got to be an episode of this.
Wasn't this the beginning of big-time stunt casting in season 3?
This was the beginning of not stunt casting, but big-time stunt casting.
That's what I'm saying.
This is like one of the Ben Stiller was one of the first, really good people we got. I think the
and we had him on before.
Had we?
It wasn't the Matthew's hand?
No, that was Bob Odenkirk.
The doctor?
Bob
right.
Odenkirk, yeah.
I thought we had him on before.
No, I think this was his only time.
No,
you're right.
You're
No.
thinking of George Hamilton playing
George Hamilton.
playing Don Green.
Yes.
The
Classic.
Italian-American, not criminal, but an Italian-American person of great respect in the community.
Syndicalist.
But this isn't that. This is Ben.
This is Ben Stiller, who was nice enough to help us out. Drake Sather, who was a writer on the show, had been working with Ben on some movies, and Dave knew him, I think, and I'd sort of known him from back when he was doing the Ben Stiller show. And I think he only appears in the opening, but I remember that most of the work that was done that week was Drake working with him because he just kept coming up with new stuff over and over and over.
He kept saying, what about doing this? And what about doing, he had like a bunch of really funny ideas.
Yeah.
And a sort of dedication that if we'd had,
We could have made the show really funny.
He actually wanted to put jokes in the show. I said, what if you did something funny instead?
Mini Tramp, I love it.
Yeah,
Actually,
see, that was one of the jokes. There you go.
Yeah. I just said that because I couldn't think of a question to ask. This guy looks really familiar to me. Does anybody remember who he is?
I don't.
No.
I don't either.
That'll be nice for him when he's watching.
Can we do some research? He does look very familiar.
He's very good in the episode.
If it's any help, I think I saw him in another TV show.
I think he became well known after this.
Yes.
Almost everybody did.
As I recall now, he might have originally read for the original series, but I might be wrong about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
the interesting thing about this was, remember
that never
this?
happened.
But
Andy's doing a physical bit, but I had an interesting note about that exact thing. Remember who was originally we were trying to get to do that part?
no,
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
There was a whole
The
thing
trainer?
of trying, to actually play the guy who the gym was named after.
Yeah.
The network was constantly, strongly encouraging us to get famous people to be on shows.
Yeah. And, that was much better than them actually getting us famous.
It's just faster and easier.
Look, you're a top secret show.
It was easier to move us around.
Yeah.
And look, we had a long theme song and everything. That was great.
Yeah. And nobody can hum it.
Interesting though, because I do remember that we had to do one version of the script and then we had to rewrite it for Arnold Schwarzenegger specifically. And of course, he turned it down.
Okay, so this is the C story in this. This is Dave being Canadian.
He was an actor in those days.
Schwarzenegger.
I think he was, yeah.
Or the governor.
Sure.
Oh, that's right. This is the one of the other stories in this is that they discover. Is this the point at which they discover that Dave is Canadian?
It's Canadian,
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
And an interesting note to the viewers is that Dave actually is Canadian.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave the actor is Canadian.
Well, that's great.
And we worked it in.
President Bill Clinton, King of America. What if I spill something?
Don't worry about that.
Maura just magically appeared in that scene. How did she?
I don't know. I didn't see her come in
She
at all.
didn't enter, and suddenly she was there.
Great.
Power of editing.
I think Dave will disagree with me, but there were times when we would do scripts and just a little bit of Canadianness would come through. Like once I remember he talked about someone taking their film in for processing.
Yes,
That's
which
right.
Is,
Processing, yeah.
Which, the process of taking the negative
That's
and
right.
turning it into a print.
I believe you also, one time we were saying something about a college and you said university or something, didn't you?
Universities, we call them.
You didn't, we had to
No,
say,
but
no, it's called
the
Colleges
college.
are
I think.
trade schools in Canada.
And also the Canadian way of saying it is, well, when I was at university.
That's right.
Not when I was in college.
That's right.
That's like at hospital in
Yeah.
England. Yes.
And then those two things tipped us off that Dave Foley himself
Was an alien.
Not one of us.
Yep.
I had very short hair in this episode.
I was just about to say, no one's commented yet about their clothes or their hair, which is usually the most interesting thing when you look back at
That
these
we care
episodes.
about.
First season, I prefer this season. This
was your hair short because you just did a movie where your hair was...
I could have been,
No, that was the next season when he'd just done Earth to the Moon.
Earth to the Moon, that's right.
but I think this one
right.
I had just done the wrong guy. So I still had my wrong guy hair.
Okay.
Oh my God, is that for real?
I don't. That looks very official to me.
That's impossible.
It says it right here.
No, that has to be a mistake.
What if it's not?
It has to be. It has to.
Phil,
Bill, just found out something really weird.
here, look at this.
Phil, also Canadian. Am I right?
That is true.
Just sort of vaguely.
That's what I've heard.
He left Canada when he was 8 years old.
That's
Lived
Canadian.
in England for a year and then moved to Los Angeles where he learned to surf. And where the seawater cleansed him of his Canadianness.
That's right.
If he was born in Canada, he's a Canadian.
Catherine, we're just.
That's how Canadians feel.
At this,
Mort Saul, for
This
example.
is the comedy sucking room.
is
the break
this-
room.
Yeah, the break room. Not a lot.
Candy,
Wow.
also Canadian, am I right?
I think so.
Yeah. Just think that could have been Arnold Schwarzenegger
And it probably would have sucked had it been Arnold Schwarzenegger.
as opposed to...
Well, I wish we'd checked out the credits for this before this.
I can tell you the gentleman's name.
What is his name?
He has to look off
Hang on.
mic to do that, but he can tell you.
Once again, I'm astounded.
That's,
The set actually looks pretty good compared for one of those swing sets. It looks pretty good.
I think that looks good because so many shows have done a scene set in a fitness club of some kind that
This is probably like borrowed from Friends or something.
And I'd like to say I did another movie with Ben Stiller where it took place in a gym.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
two competing
Dodgeball,
brands.
right?
Exactly.
that can't be mentioned either. That'll
No,
be
because
cut.
that's
Yeah.
Fox.
But all the studios work together, right? They're all just trying to produce the top, best entertainment they can for America
Oh, sure.
and the world.
Listen, Louis B. Mayer, he works with everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm going to learn
Now,
how
what's
to,
this
I hear he
story?
once
Is,
had
I
a
have to
three-way
learn
with the
how
Warner
to
Brothers.
actually eat properly.
Jimmy's has been invited to a dinner with the president,
Oh, that's right.
Oh, right,
The
that's
Clinton,
right,
yeah, the
yes.
Clinton dinner.
and he wants to make sure he has proper table manners. I think we probably did over the course of the series about 50 episodes where Dave teaches Jimmy to do something, or Jimmy teaches Beth to do something, or someone
yeah,
teaches someone
someone's
to do
always
something.
teaching someone to do something.
And every time we did it, I always thought back to a Laverne and Shirley episode I saw where Shirley taught Laverne how to drive.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It wasn't particularly funny, but
Well, these weren't either.
do.
Sorry. It's just staying consistent.
Wow. These are just like the donuts my mother used to make. Anyway, I told him I want
No, most of these were pretty funny. Dave was doing a speech once too, right? Didn't we do one with he did a speech?
like
Like a
you're
whole
right.
thing, and they had
gave
they
a
all
speech.
helping him do a speech.
Bill taught Dave how to give a
That's
speech.
right. Yes.
And
That's
I gave a
right.
speech.
Yes.
I think it was it originally supposed to be Nazis, but then we made it the Klan. Now that I
Yes.
added to the action because I used to do that for a living, fold those napkins at banquets.
Right, that's right. I remember you saying that
You
when
worked
we were
in
doing
as a
it. Yeah.
caterer.
I was a banquet waiter at a golf and country club.
He was a banquet boy.
Really?
And you had to do fan folds.
Is that before you went to university?
As you may be aware, I never completed high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's true, yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
No, I never completed high school.
Did you
Yeah.
hear that, folks?
He was just a fifth former at Hogwarts Academy.
There's Joe. we knew
Joe
he'd show
Rogan,
up.
yeah.
Oh, they know I'm Canadian now, or does the audience know yet?
I was just wondering that it would seem like a long time to keep that suspense going.
Yeah, no, I think it was introduced pretty quickly. I think.
No, but the
Wasn't it?
mystery that something's wrong with Dave.
And they're all.
Now we're going to sit here and listen to it. Yeah, which is not the idea of this, is it?
No,
What?
we
To
don't
sit and
remember
actually
it, though.
listen to the script.
Well, when else am I going to watch these shows?
That's a good point.
You know?
I don't have
yeah.
time.
But
Same person.
Is he, Catherine? Is he?
do they know I'm Canadian? Have
Now
they
they
said
know.
Canadian?
Yeah, they must
Now
know, yeah.
they know.
I'm the only
people-
one who doesn't know so far.
Okay.
Well, you're doing your speech.
I know I'm in the
Yeah.
other room.
But people watching the show know. That's what I'm
Yes.
talking
Yes,
about.
They do.
I believe they do.
I wasn't watching.
You don't know, and
Andy still doesn't have any
Steven's character
shoulders.
doesn't know.
I'm going to clearly state that the people know that Dave is Canadian at this point.
At home, the people watching.
People watching the show, the people in
The
this room
viewers.
right now. Most of the actors working that we can see on the screen know it.
Yeah.
Well, did I mention Arnold Schwarzenegger was almost in this episode?
Yes, you said
You're
that.
kidding me.
Yeah, no, he was.
Yeah,
I
about 5
recall
minutes
that.
of observations about that to fill some of this.
cover.
If Joe
cover
wasn't
some
in
of
the
these
cast, we
scenes.
could have got Joe to play the part.
Yeah, we could have. Very good point.
You're gay.
Oh, that's just beyond
Outrageous.
the pale.
Outrageous.
It's about Dave.
Yeah.
Dave's gay. He is? What? Dave is Canadian. Dave's Canadian.
Hey, I guess we're done with this episode.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
have anything else to say about it, but
Yeah.
thanks for having me in.
Well, the Canadian thing, it really was just incorporated so that I could be mocked more personally within the body of the show, right?
Which we like, yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Here we
was-
go.
I have to say though, Dave, it's kind of amazing. You didn't have many typical Canadian type of,
No,
affectation
no.
of speaking. in a
What are you
What are you
particular
saying
way.
about Canadians?
I don't have much of a
Just the way
Canadian
he
accent. I don't-
spoke and the way he,
Yeah.
didn't
Like-
say a boot that
No,
much.
I-
Well,
I've
that
never
isn't that
heard
he
a
has to
Canadian
say that
say it.
right now.
Yeah, he didn't say
Never-
things the typical sort of stereotype.
You know, mine was, well, I have an English mom.
Oh, you do?
An English what?
I have an English mom and
Mom.
and a pretentious father.
An English... Oh, an English mom.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I
That was
see.
always a problem for me in the show, remembering to say mom.
Mom.
Because you
Mom.
don't really say what? I'm sorry.
Mom.
Mom. Oh, okay.
That you're Canadian.
Well,
Oh, yes. This is the episode about Dave being Canadian, I see.
yeah. Is that a spoon on his?
Might be.
Yeah, 'cause he was-
Oh, it's part of the speaking thing, right? I forgot. Sure. Oh, sure.
This whole season we had a lot of. I mean, didn't we have lots of A, B, and C stories? There wasn't a lot of shows where there were just A and B stories, or at least C and sometimes D stories.
Yeah, we had a lot of stories
stories
at once.
stuck into one show.
And this season, we also... Tom Chirono's directed almost all of them, and that
But
made...
this one was Greg Heshon.
That made...
Except for this.
Except for this one. Well, I'll save that observation for another episode we're talking about. Oh, Greg Heshon, that's a good thing to talk about. He was our
right.
director of photography, and I think this was the first one he directed. Did you, Dave, did you
believe it
direct one
was.
this season, or was that the following
I
season?
the last season, whatever year that was, fifth year.
Fifth year. Joe, did you direct one this season, or was that the last
I don't know the
season?
one with the copy machine. If that was at this season, I don't even know.
I really have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Yeah. I think it was the fourth season you directed an episode.
I don't know. How many were there? How many seasons were there?
There were 5, right?
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah.
See, I like it. I like the short hair better than the long.
Yours?
Yeah.
My favorite part of the show, at one point, both you and Maura were wearing wigs. Remember that?
Yes.
For some reason, I don't
Because
require
Mara's
one.
hair was dyed for movie, and I'd had my head shaved.
That's right.
From the Earth to the Moon,
Your head was shaved. That's right.
which Steve Root was also in.
That's right.
Yeah, he was in From the Earth to the Moon.
Yes, we both did about 3 or 4 of them.
I was on another unmentionable network.
Yes.
Yes. Tom Hanks Network.
That's right. Well,
I like this when Jimmy gets serious.
I always
Well,
like when Steve
I liked
and
it
had
when we
scenes
got to do
together.
actually talking scenes. We didn't get to do them much later on.
that's all you guys did was talk on the together.
No, that's not true.
The scene
Yeah.
was.
We like these.
The scene
where
was
there
in every episode.
Actual
wasn't it?
humans talking to each other.
Oh, okay. Not just jokey.
No,
jokey.
no,
Not just
actual
jokey talky talk.
communication that humans would do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
States when I was a kid, I was worried about what the other kids would think if they found out I wasn't, actually an American.
Because Americans are horrible people, right?
Sure.
Hey.
They are now.
Hey.
No, it is. It is embarrassing.
Bothered you this long?
Well, I was afraid the other kids
Well,
would think.
Oh, that's not... Yeah.
We were spies.
Boy, we really hit a lull here, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that suit, Dave? That's a nice suit you have
I
on.
think I got some.
Steven, you too.
Thank you. It's darker color for me. I like it very much.
When all else fails, we can discuss the wardrobe.
Well, that's what we do.
DVD people are really getting their money's worth, aren't they?
Yeah.
You might as well just flip us off and turn the show on. It's a pretty good show.
You know, you could probably return this still to the store and get your money back if you.
Oh, I would not recommend that.
Here we are back at the gym.
Here we are back at the health club.
A lot of those exteriors are actually from New York, not from inside our studio.
That's
Yeah,
right.
what year did
for,
we go to New York and shoot exteriors?
That was the following season.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we
Yeah.
can't talk about that.
Save that for the next one.
God bless you.
That'll be exciting.
Okay.
Stephen, when you worked with Ben Stiller on Dodgeball,
Yes.
did he recall his appearance on NewsRadio fondly?
No, I don't even think he knew he was ever on it.
Yeah.
No, he was pretty good about it. We didn't really talk about it, but we had a good time together. He's fun.
Yeah.
And he loves to, as you say, as he does in this episode, he does improvs on and on and on, and just he'll do it until you stop him.
Maybe he didn't recognize you because you had that different makeup on in the movie. You look so different in the movie. Maybe he had no idea it was you.
No, he knew who I was.
Just a thought.
I'm hoping.
Yeah. But it does bring up the point that Steve is the best actor in the cast.
No, that's not me, baby. That's you.
Country Mile.
David Foley.
Yep.
There's that guy again.
There he is.
Yeah.
Guy, call us. Tell us who you are if you have this DVD.
You want to give out your home phone number,
A
Joe?
little worried.
Well, now,
555.
seriously, what was he doing? Because he was just
555.
about to break into film when he was doing. Because we
Ben?
tried to get him later, I think, and we couldn't get him.
Yeah, this is before Ben was a superstar.
But he was.
Before
I'm
something
trying to
about
think what he
Mary.
was probably doing. What film he was doing then.
I think at this point they were writing the script for Zoolander,
Yeah.
among other things.
Did Drake write
Yeah, Drake
Zoolander with him?
wrote
Yes.
Zoolander with him.
Yeah.
I believe he did.
I walked by the exterior of the WNYX building recently when I was in New York, and they've changed the entire exterior.
Oh no!
So any of you fans who want to go and
Where was that located
This is
again?
gonna be,
Near 42nd Street,
Wasn't
wasn't
it 54th?
no, it was
50?
south. Well, the name we said it was on 54th, but
We're
the
going to
actual
cause New York
exterior.
tourism to plummet.
Well, the building is still there. It just looks different from the establishing
Well, it's going to be
shot.
hard
But it
to
was
enjoy
about
it.
2
It's-
blocks.
2 blocks south of Times Square.
Really?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
On the east side of the street, across the street from what used to be a big video arcade.
That's not there anymore either.
No.
Yeah. Are you living in New York now?
Yes, I am.
How's that going?
It's all right.
It's all right. Not as good as this show.
Yeah.
Crazy city, crazy city.
Oh, this show makes it seem like so much fun to be living in New York.
Yeah.
Not really sure what was going on there, but
I was eating a
funny.
raw
Eating
avocado.
artichoke.
Yes.
Oh, artichoke.
That's what I meant.
Which would rip your palate to
It
shreds.
would. I don't think it
You think
tasted
it
very
through.
good.
they choke Artie, but it's not going to choke Stymie. Huh? Josh Lee? Anyone?
I think I pointed this out in the last DVD, but I'm going to point it out again. The only
We have nothing to
souvenir-
say.
The only souvenir I took from the show is that conference table.
Oh, you got
Which
that?
is cool.
Yeah, which sits in my house, and I eat dinner off.
Now,
of
is that the incredibly narrow one? Didn't we have a
that
bigger
is-
one?
that's
or-
the-
They tapered it.
That's the triangular, semi-triangular.
When
But
you're
we take-
eating at it, do you pretend to be different characters? Do you sit at different spots on the table?
I don't, but I
Talk like Vicky or
But
me.
when I choose where I'm going to sit, I do think about what character always sat there.
Yeah.
And I do feel when I sit at the small end, like at a dinner party, that I really am in control of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it still feels weird for me when people sit at this wide end, because I keep thinking, well, your backs are to the camera.
You should be in camera. Yeah.
Turn around.
When you feel at
Yeah.
that, when you're at that end, you feel like Dave. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like
Oh,
Dave.
that was a very famous thing where Candy actually got to say, "Go F yourself."
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was caught.
We got to say F and a little bit of the U almost.
Yeah, got
Yeah. Who did she
good.
say it to? Andy?
Matthew.
Andy.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Matthew, I'm sorry, the character.
Yes, the character Andy.
Yeah.
And now the entire staff comes in. This was one of the many times where There was a joke that we loved that just never worked. You'll see that the man standing next to Phil there is
The disappearing extra.
one of the extras from The Office, and the joke was everyone has their thing that they say to Dave, and then I don't know what the exact punchline was, but it was sort of like, "Who are you?" Because
Oh, right,
when
that's
that guy
right.
speaks,
And it was always cut.
and we always ended up cutting it.
We did it about 10 times, I believe, and it always.
But it
ended
never
up
made it
getting
in the
cut.
show.
The
Yeah.
fact that no one ever.
But there he is. Right
There he is in the back,
The fact that nobody
He
ever
won't
addressed
say anything, though.
Thanks, everyone.
and we don't know who that is.
You would
Who's
think we
it?
would have learned after a while. That
Yeah,
joke
there
was
he's
just
gone.
Oh, he's gone now. So
not going to make it.
he didn't want
Yeah.
to stay for the
Very
whole
much-
scene.
Okay.
Very much like your name is
Gorelli.
which
Okay.
we put in a lot more than actually ever got on the show.
Here's where the show gets good. This is when the fires ignited throughout America.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Well, must be the raincoat.
Yeah.
Sexy raincoat he's wearing.
I'm going down to the table.
Now, what you guys weren't aware as we were doing this is that I had been in a marriage where I hadn't been kissed by anyone in a long time. So the
think
kissing on the show was very important
good for
to
him.
me.
And there it is.
Patton Oswalt.
Yeah. Okay, right. I knew it was somebody who's like.
Okay.
Was a terrifically funny comedian.
I knew there was, yeah. And then there's Jimmy at the end with the stock footage, right?
You know
Yeah,
what?
I believe.
I haven't seen this in so long. I have no idea what the conclusion to the Jimmy
I believe the
story is.
conclusion is Jimmy with stock
I'm
footage.
actually at the Clinton dinner.
Is there a
Yes.
tag? Oh, here
There
we
it
go.
is.
There it is.
Which we thought there's no way in hell this is going to work, and
Oh.
and we kind of didn't make it work.
Holy cow.
Oh yeah.
That is probably the
Little blue
best special
screen.
effects that have ever been
Never
done
been on the show.
Yeah.
And it was one of those ones that we kept saying. Remember, Paul? We kept going. There's no way that we have to rewrite the end of this because there's no way this is going to work. And then it did work. We were amazed at how well
That
it
might
worked.
be my favorite moment from NewsRadio. Oh, and then
Oh, here we
and
go.
then
Bloopers.
Bloopers.
it's just
Oh,
that
yeah.
Ben had
Ben
so
did
much
so many-
extra
so
good
many things
stuff.
on it, yeah.
Yeah, that we would.
Yeah. Do we have an extra disc?
I wish we did. This was back in the days when if you had extra good stuff, you could put it in over your credits. Although, no, I think at this point, if you actually saw this on TV, this would have been squeezed into a
Side
little
of the
thing the
corner.
size of a postage stamp.
While the next show was beginning.
While the next show was beginning and they were promoting the other two shows.